Hello everyone, my name is Bhavesh Chakor and today's my video topic is Angular data binding. This data binding is a core concept of Angular 8. Data binding is a mechanism that binds the application's UI or user interface to the model. So in simple term, this data binding is nothing but a communication between your TypeScript code and a template or a view which users see. With the help of this Angular data binding, we can manipulate the data DOM elements. We can manipulate the DOM elements and the view view or template that user can see using the browser. Now there are three categories of data binding according to the flow of data. So first is from source to view, second category is from view to source, and third category is the two-way data binding. Now the first two categories, that is from source to view and view to source, are generally known as the one-way data binding. Now let's discuss this one by one. So first is a data binding from source to view, that is from parent to child. So this source to view data binding is classified into subparts. The first one is a string interpolation. The string interpolation is nothing but it used to transmit the data from the or used to reflect the data from the TS file to the HTML. So, as per the syntax of this string interpolation, it uses the double curly braces to display the output through the expression. Then, second is the property data binding. The property data binding is also a one-way data binding that used to transmit the property which is used to the transmit the property of a DOM element to the field which is already defined in our TS code. Then the third one is the attribute data binding. Attribute data binding is used to set the values for attribute directly. Then the next one is a class data binding. The class data binding is also one-way data binding which is used to set the class for the set the class for the view elements. So with the help of this class data binding, the CSS class name can be bind to the view elements. Now moving on to the second category, that is the data binding from the view to source, that is from child to parent. So the type which is used for this type of data binding is the event data binding. This event data binding is used to invoke the event which is invoked after the DOM, after the operation of a DOM, like a clicking or a mouse movement. So whenever user clicks on this button or mouse over, it triggers or it calls one method. In this method, it consists of a object of the event emitter. So after the invocation of this method, the event emitter transmit the data to the target. Then the third category is the two-way data binding. Now the problem with the one-way data binding is any changes or modification in a template or view does not reflect into the TS file. So this facility is provided by the two-way data binding. Now this two-way data binding consists of is a combination of both property and event binding. As per the syntax, it uses the ng model for the successful execution of the two-way data binding, and ng model is written inside the curly braces, and these curly braces are written inside the square bracket. And that's it with the basics of Angular data binding. Thank you.